Here's a good old dumb slate. No nothing, just a loud clack and lots of hope. And well, this is something else. If you're working in film, interviews, multicam shoots or doc work, if you're syncing audio and want a reliable pro-level workflow, this is for you. The Timebar Slate brings together everything: precision, workflow speed, clarity and presence in the picture. So this is the Tentacle Sync Timebar, mounted to a fully modular Filmsticks Slate with a custom acrylic board by 4130. And in this video I will show you what it does, how it works, how a smart slate fits into a real film workflow, and why it's more than just a tool. And if you're wondering whether it's tough enough, let's just say your AC is not gonna break this before lunch. Let's be clear, you don't need a timecode slate to sync footage. If you're using a Tentacle Sync E or an LTC-based system, your timecode's already embedded in the file. You can sync automatically in post. But what a smart slate like this does is make everything easier, cleaner and more professional, on set and in post, especially when something goes wrong. So how do you actually use a slate? You write down scene and take, and then you have your roll, time and date. Then you put the slate clearly visible in frame. Then the first AD calls sound and sound says speed. Then you say scene 5, Apple, take 3 and mark it. And this way the sound exactly at the frame where the sticks close is your sync point. And if you're shooting a tail slate, hold it upside down before you mark it. And if it's MOS, so no sound, you place your hand between the sticks and you don't clap. And there's a lot more to slating than people think. If you want a deeper video just about this, let me know. I'd be happy to make one. Quick note while talking about professional workflows. If you're like me and sometimes you need a quick but high quality visual element for your edit, especially motion graphics, Motion Array is a lifesaver. I've been using Motion Array for years now. What I love most is the huge library of motion graphics. You'll find title packs, lower thirds, transitions, even HUD elements, all ready to drag and drop into your timeline. And because everything is customizable, you can match it perfectly to your film's aesthetic, whether you're doing commercial work, YouTube or narrative pieces. It's not just graphics. They also got stock music, sound effects, video templates and even LUTs. Basically everything to make your edit faster, cleaner and more polished. I'll drop my link down in the description. It helps the channel and gives you 2 months free access to everything. So let's get back to the slate here. First, let's talk about the Tentacle Timebar that's built into this. It's a precise timecode generator and display. And it does a lot more than just show numbers. You can use it as a standalone generator, sync it wirelessly or via cable, control via Bluetooth in the Tentacle Setup app, and even send out LTC timecode. You can configure exactly what the timebar shows after you clap the slate. Hold the timecode, show your user bits or display a custom message. I set mine to Burano here to just know which camera is shooting right now, and you can also define how long each part stays on the screen. It's a small thing, but when you see the feedback instantly on set, it really helps confirm that everything works. The timebar also has a built-in timer, stopwatch and message display, which I actually use during interviews. When I run long-form conversations, the slate just sits upside down on the ground and showing the time that has passed during the interview. The optional handle here makes it easy. You can stand it upright or even screw it onto a C-stand. The Clappersticks are from Filmsticks, used on sets like Skyfall and Game of Thrones, and that speaks for itself. They are made from weather-resistant resin, use strong magnets and a tongue and groove design to reduce wobble and light leaks, so it's real sturdy. And the acrylic board down here that locks into the film stick via Hexatite screws is quick to swap and super secure in there. The custom time bar holder on the back mounts the display firmly and in place so it won't wobble around at all, but also lets you slide it out and you can use it on its own, what's sometimes also useful. And there's a small but brilliant detail on the back. Deeper grooves for your fingers, so you can grip and clap the slate with just one hand. And this is quite amazing if you want to be the cool guy on set that just claps with one hand. Before you first use it, you just need to calibrate the magnetic sensor into the Tentacle Setup app. And it only takes a few seconds and then you're good to go. So very easy to set up. And because the display turns automatically off after you close the sticks, the battery lasts forever. I get up to 2 weeks, essentially never charge this. This is kind of insane and amazing, so it's pretty easy to use as well. The acrylic board itself comes from 4130, the master of custom slates, if you will. You can choose your layout, logo, font, graphic style, even the stick color, and then this just becomes branding. And clients love it. They always want a picture with the slate rather than with your fancy camera rig. So it's one of these iconic film symbols that makes the whole set feel real. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can actually remove the acrylic board and gift it to your client after the shoot. And that turns your gear into a keepsake and kind of a marketing tool. And this is a very unique use case for this. So who actually needs this? If you're working in film, interviews, multicam shoots or doc work, if you're syncing audio and want a reliable pro-level workflow, this is for you. The Timebar Slate brings together everything. It gives you all your info, scene, take, roll, and the synced timecode in the very first frame. And that makes organizing and syncing in post so much easier. And I know it's not cheap, but for the first time, a full-featured timecode slate is realistically within reach for smaller productions. We also need to mention this little pouch here. This is from Filmsticks, and you can buy it with your clapperboard, and it's quite an amazing way to store your timecode slate, because it has a cutout for your hand grip and then it just closes it nicely. And if you have any wet markers, you can just put them on here, and if you apply the Velcro to your clapperboard, you can just rip them down here and put it on your clapperboard. And this is not only usable when you have bad weather, it's also nice to have just the roll or the camera position like A, B or something like that as Velcro patches, and then it's easier to apply and you won't scrub it off. Maybe I will switch to the Velcro stuff because it looks a bit cooler, it's easier to apply, and sometimes you get a little bit of leftover from your tape on the slate, and this is just annoying. You can easily clean it away by alcohol, but yeah, the Velcro stuff is quite cool. That actually make you look more professional the moment you bring it out. So this slate was provided to me as a sample, but this video is not sponsored. Nobody paid for this and no one reviewed it before release. These are just my honest impressions from using it on real shoots. And of course, I'm a little bit biased to these companies because I think their products are amazing, but that's unfortunately just my opinion. Thank you so much for watching. If you got any questions about slates, timecode, or the Tentacle gear I use, let me know in the comments below. For more information about timecode, check this video out, and I see you next time.